And we are happy to invite our third presenter. Please, you're very welcome, Melanie Bunn from the Dementia Alliance of North Carolina. And the topic of the presentation is developing relationships with your participants, communication strategies, or understanding the people behind the numbers. So you're very welcome. You can share your screen and start right now.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me to be here. And I really want to acknowledge something from the speaker right before me. When you have the organizations that you're involved with, as a nurse, I just want to thank you so much for bringing nurses to the table.
Absolutely.
You know, I saw that there were several nursing organizations that were part of that connection. And if you leave us out, you're
left out.
I think that's not going to be in your best interest, and I'm obviously biased, and so thank you for letting me be here. Thank you for the wonderful important work that's going on. You've got a clicker. I love a clicker. Thank you so much. So I only have like 2 or 3 slides, so you're going to go through some slide withdrawal. So just kind of take a deep breath. I'm also going to ask you to do something that might put you in a different kind of withdrawal. I'm going to ask you to stand up. So stand up and look at somebody around you, somebody that maybe you don't know well or you haven't spent a lot of time with, and turn to that person and just do that quick little introduction. Hi, I'm so-and-so, so-and-so, I'm working on this project. Just reel that out real quick. Just let it go. You don't have to stand up. You're good. I appreciate your efforts. But just kind of tell that person, hi, my name is Melanie and I do this. So tell me who you are.
I'm Florence Johnson. I'm a PhD student in the Virginia School of Nursing, and I'm studying Black family caregiving.
Fantastic. So I've got another nurse in the room. Hooray! So take a deep breath. Now go ahead and sit back down for a minute. Now, how effective was that? What did you really hear from what that person told you?
Very little.
Very little. So tell me why.
Because it's a formal, quick introduction to waste some time. You just do this all the time.
Okay.
I want to lecture, so I will get up and introduce it.
So it's a formal, quick, I'm really good at repeating, so I'll do that. It's a formal, quick introduction. What is your pace like in that introduction compared to normal pace of conversation?
About 3 times as quickly as.
Okay, so about 3 times as quickly. So do you have those kinds of things that you say in your jobs? When you're welcoming people to your study, or when you're explaining your study to them, or when you're reading your criteria, do you kind of have those little speeches, kind of routines that you say? I work with a lot of law enforcement officers, and I can tell you they do. Okay, so I remembered something about my person. And the reason I remembered something about my person is because it's something that we share. And so you told what really made a difference to me. You said, and I am a nurse.
Immediate connection.
Immediate connection. Doesn't matter that you're from Michigan. Michigan, is that right?
Yes.
Really good visual cue there. So it doesn't matter that you're from Michigan, because what stuck to me is she is my sister. You're a nurse, right? And that's what really stuck. So take a deep breath. And think about when you're trying to bring people into your studies, do you want them to feel like they have something in common with you? You mentioned that in your talk, that people will, if I'm here and I feel like the people here are my people, you know, like these are people who sound like me, who look like I feel more welcome. So I want you to try again your introductions. Now, for those of you on Zoom, I know you probably don't have anybody there. You're probably watching this by yourself. You probably don't have anybody to introduce yourself to. I want you to take out your cell phone And for those of you on Zoom, I want you to record yourself saying that introduction. Hi, and then go back and listen to it. So try it again with your person. But this time, what I want you to do is do this with me. Do this with me. Everybody, I know you've all, do this with me. Kind of do this with me. Because what I'm looking for is getting a what? A little bit of rhythm in that introduction. So I'm going to, instead of saying, so say what, would you mind sharing what you shared with me? Because I'm so impressed that you're here.
Okay, well, they all know. I share that I'm Florence Johnson. I am from the University of Michigan School of Nursing in the PhD program, and that I'm a nurse.
Okay, yay. So try that again.
Slower.
But your pace is beautiful. The rhythm of your speech is beautiful, but what happened in that beautiful introduction? She sped up a little bit. And when was my turn? Did I get a turn?
You didn't say you wanted a turn. I did not hear that in the instruction.
So she didn't hear that I wanted a turn. Let me ask all of y'all on Zoom, do y'all want a turn? Most of the time in life, don't you want a turn? So what do I want? I want what?
Acknowledge.
I want my turn. I want to be acknowledged. I want my turn. So try it again, Florence. Oh, and now a nurse named Florence. No, is it Florence?
Yes.
So how can I, why did I not get that the first time? So try it again.
My name is Florence Johnson. I am a
Pause.
PhD.
My name is Florence Johnson. And just say that part. Give me a turn.
Florence Johnson.
I'm
And what's your name?
I'm Melanie Gail Bunn.
Well, nice to meet you.
It's good to see you too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
Well, I'm a nurse.
Oh, so am I.
You're a nurse too?
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
So what brings you here?
Well, I'm from, they asked me to come and talk about communication.
That's something that we really need.
It makes it, doesn't it?
Yes, that's awesome.
Good. So you want me to sign these papers?
Sure.
Okay.
Right here. And as soon as you're done signing that, I'm going to give you a gift card.
Oh, money. Because what is the truth? What is the reason why I am going to complete this study? Is it for how much? I mean, seriously, how much y'all gift cards usually worth?
$30.
Y'all have got more money than we do. $30 is a pretty good gift card. Am I going to stay in this study but for $30? Why am I really staying in this study?
Because you're interested and you have felt a connection.
Because I like you. Because I feel like I know you and I like you. And so that's why I'm going to stay in this study. It's because I know you and I like you. So find that rhythm and that pace. I'm Florence. I'm Melanie Bunn, and you are?
Florence Johnson.
Florence Johnson. Nice to meet you. So I'm a nurse working on the study. And you?
I'm a nurse looking to work on a study.
Oh, you're a nurse. So Florence is looking for a job. So all of y'all who are looking for good people, I've known her for a long time. Give her a job. So you can sit back down. Thank you so much for doing that for us. So take a minute and think about just that. If the only thing you do differently when you're recruiting, if the only thing you do differently is when you're teaching your staffs how to make these connections and build these relationships, if that's all that you do, what's going to happen to your enrollment? What do you think is going to happen to enrollment?
That's all you do?
Is it going to help a little bit?
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to solve the problems of the world. I mean, it's just me and Florence.
Oh, got it.
You know, I'm not saying we're going to solve the problems of the world, but are we going to make that connection, make it more likely that we're going to build those bridges that now Florence is going to go. And now we'll say, I'm the researcher and Florence is my person who's coming to the study. Florence is going to, when she goes to the beauty shop, what's she going to say?
Oh, Melanie's doing this research. You should really go check her out.
Yeah, my friend Melanie, who's doing this research, is you should go call her. So now who's doing my recruiting? Florence, so hire Florence. Those of y'all out there looking for people, hire Florence. So this idea that communication really makes a difference is important. And the idea that it's not the big things, it's the little things. So I'm going to share with you a model of brain change. So this is called the GEMS model. If you have your phone, you can find it. If there's an app for it. If you search for Teepa Snow, it's based on Claudia Allen's progressive cognitive decline, levels of cognitive decline, occupational therapy model. My friend Teepa took it and made some changes to it. I took it and made some other adaptations to it. And it's the idea that the people who are living with dementia, their family care partners who are with them, and those of us who care with them, about them, and around them, and for them, are not numbers. Now, how many of y'all would say on a scale from 1 to 10 that numbers are at a 10 for you? Are numbers really important to you? Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping y'all are collecting numbers, right? I mean, that's a lot of what research is. I'm hoping that you're serious about your numbers, you're paying attention to your numbers, you're collecting, yes. And people aren't really numbers. So we're going to talk about a different model. Put your hands together like this. It's your birthday. Open your present, and this year for your birthday, you get a sapphire. Are you excited? Yeah. You are excited because sapphires are true blue. So the sapphires, the true blue people, are those people who don't have cognitive impairment. Those are the people who are functioning at their best. They are flexible, they are adaptable, they are your really good care partners. You want a good day. Maybe not by this part in a conference. You may not be really sapphires at this point, but sometime in the last couple of days, you've been a sapphire. So put your hands back together. It's another birthday. Open your box. This year for your birthday, you get a diamond. So tell me what you know about diamonds. What would you describe about diamonds? What would you say about them? They're hard. They are hard. Diamonds are hard. And I'm going to say, can you really change a diamond? And somebody's going to say, yeah, they've got lasers. Well, I'm not talking about lasers. I'm talking about easy answers in everyday life. Can you change a diamond very easily? So diamonds are very rigid and they're very hard. They also are very what? Shiny. Sparkly and shiny. And when are they at their most sparkly and shiny? In the light. So these diamonds, these people who are in early stages of cognitive decline do best when they're in the right setting. They do best when they're in a setting that's supportive and in a setting that gives them a way to shine, and they are very rigid. So let's say, would you move up here so I can talk to you a little bit? I'm gonna have to look and see. I can see you if you, would you mind just moving right there? Now, let's say, do you mind playing with me a little bit? You can try. It's not hard. You don't have to act because I'm guessing this happens a lot. So I have an appointment to come in, and I come in periodically. I come in like once, I come in every other Tuesday at 10 o'clock is my time. I come in every other Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Well, this particular Tuesday is a holiday. So you don't want me to come in on the holiday because nobody's going to be there. So when I come in the Tuesday, 2 weeks before, what are you going to say to me?
Your next appointment, we need to reschedule it because the next Tuesday is a holiday and we will not be open.
Oh, you're not going to be here on Tuesday?
Your next appointment on Tuesday.
Right. Well, I'm here. This is Tuesday.
Yes.
And you mean in 2 weeks when I'm supposed to come back, y'all won't be here?
Yes.
Now, is that the only one or is it going to be more of them?
No, it's just this one.
Oh, just this one. Now, what do you want me to do instead?
Well, we need to reschedule your appointment for another day that week.
Oh, that week?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what about if we do it on the next one?
The next week or the next?
Well, the next one.
The next Tuesday?
Well, no, that's not right because that would be too many.
So.
Okay. Now y'all sitting up there smiling at her, help her out.
No, you're very hard on her.
Just the next one, not the one, but the next one. So we're talking about time. So it might be, you guessed the next week, and I said, no, that wasn't right. So the next one would be the next.
The next day?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Now, all of y'all are going, well, I don't know why that was so hard. You know why it was so hard?
Because we're on public.
Because I'm standing here in front of her with the microphone. That's why it's so hard. So you want to do it for the next one?
Yeah.
Wednesday.
The next Wednesday, yes.
Oh, well, we can do that same time.
Yes.
All right, sweetheart. Well, I'll see you then.
Okay.
Okay, I love you. So have y'all spent time with people living with dementia? Does that kind of look familiar?
Yes.
Yeah. And do you love humankind in general?
In general, everyone's on.
Yeah. Am I a human? Yeah. So you can say that. It's okay. So it's next Tuesday. It's the next Monday. You're in the office. And she gets that little tickle in the back of her brain. And that little tickle in the back of her brain tells her what? So you call me and say what you're going to say.
Hello, Mrs. Bunn. This is Mackenzie from.
Well, hey, Mackenzie.
How are you doing?
I'm as happy as a dead pig in the sunshine.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I just wanted to remind you that tomorrow, your appointment's not going to be.
Yeah, I've got an appointment on Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
No, ma'am. Remember, tomorrow's a holiday and we rescheduled it for Wednesday at 10.
Well, I haven't heard a thing about this. Now, Mackenzie, take a deep breath. Because all y'all out there and all of y'all on Zoom, y'all know what Mackenzie wants to say. What does Mackenzie want to say?
That we discussed it at our last appointment.
We talked about it last our appointment. She's going to show me the calendar where I signed the change in appointment. And so, Mackenzie, your next line I'm going to give you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So look at the person next to you and look at that person next to you and say to that person, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
How do you feel about that person? You feel pretty good about that person?
No, we feel good about ourselves.
You feel good about yourself and good about that person too. So look at that person and say, no, you're wrong. Now I'm guessing in this room, there aren't many of y'all that like to be wrong, are there? Y'all don't like to be wrong.
You're never wrong.
You're never wrong. Oh, well, so Florence, go get a job because he'll make your career because he's never wrong. Okay, so I'm back, Mackenzie. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. So say, I am so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Because now, as soon as she says, I'm sorry, what happens? I kind of relax because I no longer have to what? To prove that I didn't make a mistake. Because if I'm in this diamond state, am I making a lot of mistakes? I am making a lot of mistakes. And what are most of the people around me saying?
That you're wrong.
You're wrong. Stop. That's not right. Now, you know better. Now, pay attention. Now, try. Have you ever had anybody tell you pay attention? What is the last thing you can do when somebody tells you to pay attention? You can't pay attention. That's almost as bad as this. Calm down. Almost as cruel as that. So Mackenzie's going to say, I'm so sorry. I thought we had gotten this straight because you don't have to lie to me because am I going to know when she lies?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get splotchy, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I do.
Yeah, because she gets, I do. You get splotchy with watch her. She's going to get splotchy if she lies to you. So I am so sorry. So where do you think I'm going to be at 10 o'clock on Tuesday?
Here.
I'm going to be here. Why? Because I come to my appointment when? Tuesday at 10 o'clock. And Mackenzie got me to write down Wednesday at 10 o'clock on my appointment book. But what did we not do? We didn't mark through Tuesday on my appointment book. And we didn't mark it through in what? In my memory. So for these people who are in this diamond state, new memories are hard to get in, but they've got the old stuff. Now we're going to run through a number of these really quickly. Put your hands back together. Open your box. This year for your birthday, you get an emerald. Are you excited? Emerald, you're really excited. Emeralds are you excited or not sure?
Natural or artificial?
Natural. Okay. Green on the stop sign stands for go. So these are people who are going. They are going back into the past. They're remembering things the way they used to be, and they are also going fast in their lives. So these are people who, when their families are with them managing, these are people who are very busy doing lots of stuff, and not all of their stuff. Now you're my son. Now I wish you'd quit buying me this cheap crap. Look at what it's done here. That's just terrible, isn't it? I can't believe you would just do that. That's nasty. He's not going to talk, so you don't have to give him. Now, what is your temptation in this situation? Your temptation is to say what? I'm sorry, yay. And then the next thing out of your mouth, if you see me like this, ooh, look to the person next to you and say, let me help you. Now, some of y'all might be desperate enough that let me help you feels good. But for a lot of y'all, you have the same reaction to let me help you as I did back in the olden days when I used to fly places to teach. I'm short. I carry a small bag. Inevitably, when I put my bag up there, what happens to it? It slides to the back, and then when the flight is over and I go to get it, what happens? I can't reach it. So I can reach it if I stand on the chair. But do you think people like me standing on chairs in airplanes? No. People don't really. So inevitably, some nice person, would you stand up for me? And you're the person behind me, and you see me reaching and reaching and reaching. And what are you going to say? Can I help you with your bag? I can do it. Now, that's not what I'm going to say, because in that situation, he says, can I help you? And I'm going to say, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate your help. Your mother raised you well. Thank you. And he's going to do what? Grab my suitcase and bring it down, and we're good. But inside of me, you can say, oops. See how it wasn't just you, it got him too. Inside of me, my inner toddler does what? Me do. So that idea of let me help you, is that a very helping way to help? So what could he say instead? Instead of let me help you. He just spilled his water. He can't think. What could he say instead?
May I help you?
May I help you might be a little bit softer. What else could he say?
Do you need help?
Do you need help? What's my answer to that going to be? No. If I've got dementia, I'm going to say thank you. But I didn't make it clear that I was talking about dementia. So what could he say? I would be glad to get that for you. Because that help word, write it on your paper and then just draw an X through it. Because help can become a nasty word. Put your hands back together. Open your box. And this time for your birthday, you don't get a gem, you get a piece of amber. And amber is actually precious and valuable and beautiful but it's stuck in a moment. A piece of amber is stuck in a moment. It's where an insect got trapped in rosin, and it becomes a forever kind of thing. So these are people who are busy doing things. They're busy touching things and working with things that if I don't know if they can see me if I go, oh, they can. So if I'm working with you, I'm going to be what? These are beautiful. That's mine. I'm going to be interacting with that. And if you don't want me to do that, what are you going to have to do? Do you mind shaking hands with me? So you're going to shake hands with me, and then you're going to shift into this handshake. So just hold my hand like that. And now you've got my hand, which means what? You've got some control, but it's not in a way that feels, grab my wrist. It's not in a way that feels like I'm being in control. It's a way that really feels comforting and nurturing. And it really helps my reflexes. It helps me be my best me. So put your hands back together. Life goes on. Open your box. This year for your birthday, you get a ruby. Yellow on the stoplight stands for caution. That's that amber stage. Red on the stoplight stands for stop. So these are people who are really having some changes. So I'm going to ask everybody to stand up again. I can't see if y'all are standing up on Zoom, but I trust you. You're reputable people. Stand up. You're good. Lift your heels, just your heels. Bend your knees. Bring your shoulders towards your knees. Close one eye. Put your hand around the other eye. Now pick up something off the floor. Now, how was that? Pretty easy or pretty hard? You didn't have any trouble with it? Okay. Somewhat, you're on a heel, so you were okay. So go back in that position. You've seen people walking around like this, haven't you? This is those people who are walking like this. How long does it take before things start to get uncomfortable? Quickly. Yeah, it gets pretty quickly. Sit back down. So this is when people might have 1 or 2 or 3 words. So now when we're introducing ourselves, I'm going back to Florence now. I'm kind of in this. Watch how long it takes me to respond to Florence. So call my name, Florence. It's Melanie, by the way.
I just want to make sure. Hi, Melanie.
Hey.
How you doing, Melanie?
Okay, are you going to waste your time on how you doing, or are you going to do something more meaningful? It's Florence.
Oh, hi, Melanie. It's Florence.
Oh, yeah. You're the you're the one.
I'm the nurse.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that. Yeah. No. Nice job. Give Florence a hand and give Mackenzie a hand and I didn't even get your name. Brian Hanson. Thank y'all so much. Last one. I know I'm out of time. Put your hands together. Open up your box. Pearl. These are people who are really living inside. So they are living inside. So their world is very, very small. So the words that they hear might just be Melanie. They're much more aware of their world. Just do this to the back of your hand. Just take one hand, just rub the back of your hand and feel how that feels. Now take that same hand and pat the back of your hand. Do you feel the difference? Which feels more comforting? So that pressure on joints especially, pressure on joints feels very comforting. So that's how we're going to connect with people in this stage. I'm almost finished. I know I'm out of time. I'm going to go to, oh, I didn't do it right. The word of the day. So I am enjoying Wordle. So I was going to have these come in one at a time and they came up with, I'm sorry about that. But my word of the day is match. Because have y'all memorized these gem states yet? Can you read them back to me? Some of y'all pulled up the app, but you really don't know them yet because you haven't really used them yet, but you also don't really have to. Because when Florence is spending time with me, she doesn't have to figure a whole lot of stuff out. What she has to do is match me. So everybody put up 5 fingers on one hand, put up 5 fingers on the other hand. Now put those fingers together. And how, does that feel pretty comfortable? They line up, they match up, they feel pretty good. Now take 5 fingers on this hand, take 3 fingers on this hand, and now match them up. And what do you notice? You're not even, it feels a little off. Now take 3 fingers on this hand, 3 fingers on this hand, and now match them up. And does that start to feel good again and connected again? So with people living with dementia and with their care partners who often may not be functioning at that sapphire gem state, they actually may be functioning at what? That diamond, or maybe even that emerald, maybe even if they've lost enough sleep or if they're grieving enough, they may be moving all the way down to some of those other levels. So when we match the energy, the pace, the number of words, the way they move, we can then make those beautiful connections, which is what is going to help make our world a better place for people living with dementia. So I want to thank y'all so much for letting me be here. Thank you so much for those of y'all that I messed with. I messed with you as well. So those of you I messed with, thank you for being good sports, and you'll have my email. So if I can help you with anything, just let me know. Thanks.
Melanie, thank you very much. This is an excellent interactive presentation, and we really need it, not only learning how to talk to patients, but also how to talk to each other. So that's really a great lesson. Thank you very much. Thank you.